Hi there, this is Dr. Anna Navita Dolopo, and today I'm going to talk about the cure for a dry vagina. I know it sounds like a funny title and it might make you giggle, but this is a very serious topic, and there are women who go to the doctor for vaginal pain. Just a week ago or so, a woman who's in her 50s did tell me that sex is painful. It feels like sandpaper. And, she's married, and there are women who would like very much to enjoy sex, and they can't. And without going too much into what acupuncture does, basically, acupuncture can help strengthen your yin, which will increase the fluids. So we're talking kidney yin, liver yin, but I don't want to go into the technicalities of Chinese medicine. What I do want to talk about is the topic, and just let you know that acupuncture can definitely help if you have pain in the vaginal area, especially when it comes to sex. When there is a lack of fluid anywhere in the body, if a person cannot create tears, if they move their shoulder or their knees or their ankles, and it's a lot of snap, crackle, pop, just constantly cracking. For many years, I am 48. I turn 49 next month. In my 20s, if I moved my shoulders, you can hear crack, crack, crack. If I bend down, with my knees, you can hear crack, crack, crack. So the fact that that's not happening on a consistent basis, like 99.9%, if that, tells me that I've been working on my kidney yin and my liver yin and my blood. These are Chinese medical terminologies. But again, we're going to focus on other things. So I found some articles on PubMed that may be very helpful to you. So let's back up a little. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, and I'm also board certified. You can check out my work at elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com, and we do a lot of work here for a variety of health issues. I tend to specialize in the most difficult cases, and I especially love to treat pain, chronic pain. I also happen to be really effective when it comes to the most difficult, most challenging fertility cases. So if you look at some of my most recent videos, you'll see that there was a woman who had a 5%, chance to get pregnant. That's what her doctor told her. Her AMH was a 0.1 something, and that's super, almost not detectable. The woman happens to also be a nurse practitioner, and her husband also happens to be a medical doctor. And they had 4 failed IVFs and 1 fallopian tube, and they took no as not the answer for them. They told the patient, who is in healthcare, that you're going to have to do a surrogate, and she said, no, I'm not. And 6 months with me, natural fertility, pregnant. So how do I do this? Well, I've been in practice since 1999, and I know a lot about Chinese medicine. I've been studying Chinese medicine since 1994, and this is my expertise. So the reason why we're talking about vaginal dryness today is because it may sound funny, but it's not funny. Especially imagine being married or being the partner to a woman who has a dry vagina, and when you have sex, it's not fun. So what articles did I find? So let's look at a few. One's on Mayo Clinic, one's on National Institutes of Health, one's on Medscape, another one on National Institutes of Health, and one on Health CMI, and another one on National Institutes of Health. So let's just go from the top down. So odellahealth.com, I found that also. So when I was looking into vaginal dryness, I thought, what are women doing if they're not doing acupuncture? Are people looking this stuff up? And lo and behold, I found odella.com, and if I click on and participate, I can get a 50% off my first prescription. So there you go. What is odelahealth.com? Sex and intimacy coaching, online care that actually improves your sex life. We treat frequent UTIs. This is on their website, vaginal dryness. So Odela is good for you if you are looking to improve your sex and intimate life, you are experiencing physical symptoms that are making sex uncomfortable, you are in menopause or postpartum. So why am I paying attention to this? One, I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, and I have patients who are in their 50s or over. And it's sad when I hear these stories. And I remember treating an 85-year-old woman. I must have been in my early 40s. And she told me, you know what? I have the best sex life. And she had multiple partners. And I just thought, that's amazing. She's 85. She can do whatever she wants. She was a widow and she moved on with her life. And, she had to find happiness. And for her, don't judge her. She's happy. And I thought, wow, when I'm 85, I would love to say I have an amazing sex life. So I just wanted to show you with that Odela, I don't have any opinions on it. It is what it is. And obviously they have a clientele. So I would like people to know that Chinese medicine is wonderful when it comes to vaginal health. We are going to talk about penile health also. Today we're talking about dry vaginas and how you can moisten your vagina with acupuncture and Chinese medicine. So let's see. I found on the mayoclinic.org some literature, and it is called vaginal dryness. So I will put these links, if this is on YouTube and on Facebook, I will put these links. So what is the cause of vaginal dryness? It's reduced estrogen levels. Reduced estrogen levels are the main cause of vaginal dryness. Estrogen is a hormone that keeps vaginal tissue healthy by maintaining normal vaginal lubrication, tissue elasticity, and acidity. Other causes of vaginal dryness include certain medical conditions or hygiene practices. And then estrogen levels can fall for a number of reasons: breastfeeding, childbirth, cigarette smoking, effects on your ovaries from cancer therapy, immune disorders, menopause, perimenopause, that's the transition time before menopause, oophorectomy, which is ovary removal surgery, use of anti-estrogen medication, and other causes of vaginal dryness include douching, Estrogen syndrome, use of allergen medications. So you can check that out at Mayo Clinic. Just do an online search and look up vaginal dryness and you'll read that there. So can acupuncture and I will say Chinese herbs help with vaginal dryness? Why, yes, it can. And a book that I have 99, if not 100% of my patients getting, I will send you the link, Healing with Whole Foods. I'm not going to go technically too much into this Chinese medicine stuff, but I will say that when a woman comes in, I do Dr. Tan's Balance Method. I'm a gold level certified Dr. Tan's Balance Method acupuncturist. I've been in practice since 1999. I've been practicing Dr. Tan's Balance Method since 2006. And I do Balance Method acupuncture. None of the needles will go to the vaginal area, first and foremost. They may go like right below the belly button, not always, and they may go around the head, the ears, from the elbows down, the knees down. But let's talk a little bit about yin deficiency. So when people get this book, they'll say, no, Dr. Dolopo, I already eat healthy. And I will say, it's not about eating healthy, it's about eating for your specific health issue. So what is an example of yin deficiency? So I'm just going to go to yin, and when I fill this out for people, I just tell people, you're just going to focus on one sentence a day or one thing a day. So there's stuff on kidney yin. Oh, and it says menopause and all this other stuff. Liver yin, heart yin. So seaweed. So if we want to strengthen the yin, one of the first things it says is seaweed. And there's a whole section, 580 to 592. Let's go there. I'm showing you how to use this book if you're my patient. So there's a section on seaweeds. And, seaweed, where do they live? It lives in the ocean. And so naturally, seaweed is going to help with nurturing, with increasing yin in your body, because it lives in the ocean, and a bunch of other things. Again, I don't want to get too much into that, but that's what you learned today. Today you're just going to know, when I see seaweed, I'm going to eat it for my yin. And in this case, we're talking about vaginal dryness, and whenever there's dryness, we're talking yin deficiency. So we want to eat foods to strengthen your yin. So you're welcome. You just learned seaweed can help with dryness. Seaweed can help with yin, can help, increasing the yin can help with the vaginal flow. Will increase the fluids in the vaginal area. That's one of the first things I'm doing. So when you see a testimonial, oh, Dr. Dolopo helped me with my libido. Well, one of the first things we need to do is make sure you have a libido. And it's hard to have a libido with a dry vagina. Okay, so when we strengthen your libido, I'm typically simultaneously strengthening, nurturing, increasing the fluids in your vaginal area. That is something that women tell me, wow, I have had, I didn't know I was going to have the best sex of my life last night after the treatment. I treated a gentleman who was in his 80s at Samahan Community Medical Clinic down in San Diego in 1999, 2000 era. And I had been licensed in 99. So I was the first licensed acupuncturist at Samahan Community Medical Clinic, both in Samahan, both in Mira Mesa and National City. And this guy was in his 80s. He served he served in politics in the Philippines, and he was also an architect. And really sweet guy. He had glaucoma, and he was nearly blind, and his wife was in her 60s. And I remember, and I would treat them, I would go, this is pre-iPhone, pre-smartphone, here's my little iPod for my music in my office. I would carry a boombox, my pillows, blankets. I would treat the wife on, this table that was very much like where you do pap smears, an examination table with the stirrup, the thing for your legs. I would prop her up, make her feel very comfortable. And that's how I started. When I used to go to people's homes and all that. And he was such a gentleman. He would get treated sitting down on a regular chair, not even this comfortable, just a regular chair, with his little walker. And he said, he would call me anak, which means child in Tagalog. And he would say, anak, I remember this when he said it. I must have treated him maybe 2, 3, no more than 4 times. He saw me weekly. And this is, it's now 2022, so I don't have the files from that clinic. But I remember him saying, and his wife was giggling on the table. And he said, anak, does acupuncture heal, fix, increase? He didn't know how to say it. And I called him Lolo, which means grandpa. And he was like, anak, does acupuncture help with? And he was trying to find the words. And I said, Lolo, acupuncture helps with libido. And he goes, yes, acupuncture helps with libido. And he was pretty loud about it. And it was a small, community clinic treatment room. And he said, I just want to go out there and tell everyone, stop taking, what's that word? What is that drug? Viagra. And I was like, no, Lola, don't do that, please. That would have gotten me in trouble, because I'm sure the Filipino doctor next door was prescribing Viagra. But I remember that. He said he was able to have an erection that he hadn't had in years. So share this with your man. There's a reason why when I treat fertility patients here, I need to have mommy and daddy here. So, I just did a video on Dr. Dolopo's fertility protocol. Do watch it. But I want to share, that's what acupuncture can do. In that case, I'm not just strengthening the yin, I'm increasing yang in men and strengthening his jing qi and your jing and your jing and your kidney qi and your kidney yang and your kidney yin. And just to make it very simple, if you go to the water elements in this book, you'll see in this particular book, it is 3rd edition, and water element is on page 354, and it says here, general symptoms of kidney imbalance. We're not talking about the kidneys in Western medicine. We're talking about the kidneys from a Chinese energetic perspective. All bone problems, especially those of the knees, lower back, and teeth. Hearing loss, ear infections and diseases. Head hair problems, hair loss, split ends, premature graying. Any urinary, sexual, and reproductive imbalances. Poor growth and development of the mind and body, premature aging, excessive fear and insecurity. So if you're here as a patient of mine, we're talking about the energy of your kidneys, which I know quite a bit about because those used to be my health issues, which they're not anymore. Kidneys have to do with short-term memory, so we want to make sure that you have your memory forever, and hopefully we can prevent, if possible, dementia, Alzheimer's, any memory issues. So in this area, we talk about kidney yin deficiency in this part of the book. We talk about kidney yang deficiency. We also talk about the damp heat of the bladder, so you're talking UTIs and other things. We talk about jing in this. The jing, just think egg and sperm. That's what I always think. What depletes jing? So it talked here about poor growth and development of the mind and body. That means the person's jing qi, the deepest level of qi, is not at optimal functioning. So what depletes jing qi? Stress, fear, insecurity, and overwork. Too much semen loss in men greatly reduces jing, particularly when it occurs in old age. Women bearing too many children, especially without rebuilding soon after each birth. Too many means more than their particular constitution can healthily support. So if you can get pregnant, boom, the next year, great. I like a 3-year difference between birth and conception. That's how I was taught. That's how I was trained. That's what I like to share. So there are some women who can have a baby after baby after baby, and they have strong constitution. They have strong qi. In my particular liking, I like women to have a 3-year difference between birth and conception. With rare exception, I have some women who just had a baby and boom, a year later, they're over 40. They naturally, surprisingly had another baby. And I accept it, I'm happy, and good for them, and they have strong babies. Another factor that depletes jing qi is toxins in food and water, intoxicants such as alcohol, marijuana, cocaine, coffee, and tobacco, heavy metals such as mercury and lead, and aluminum, usually from cookware. Excessive sweet flavored food, too much dietary protein. So again, I'm talking about the water elements in this book, Healing with Whole Foods. And then this is one of my favorite pages on 362, foods to strengthen your jing qi. So why am I talking so much about the kidneys? And it's not just the kidney yin, there's also the liver yin and what we call blood. Blood, not the same definition as you know from a Western medical perspective. Just know if you come here for dryness in the vagina, I'm also going to be talking about liver yin. Why am I talking about the liver yin? Because the liver energy goes, the meridians go to the genitals. So my husband, who's in IT, will say, where do you put these needles for fertility or erectile dysfunction or vaginal dryness? I'm like, where do you think I put them? They're not where you think I put them. They're not anywhere around the genitals. I could, but everyone here keeps their clothes on. I put the needles and your vagina gets wet or your penis gets hard. There is a point on the body called long strong, do one. And that point, this is from Peter Dedman. Let's see if I can find it. Do one. It is right at what my husband calls the taint. Can you see it? So this point can treat hemorrhoids, prolapse of rectum and disorders of defecation, sexual taxation, so people who are tired from having too much sex. But I like this point a lot because it helps with creating strong erections. I don't need to do this point, but I will if I have to. So do one actually on the midline between the tip of the coccyx and the anus. So just press your, butt crack. That's long strong. Do one. I love treating that point, but I typically don't because there are other points in the body, such as around your wrists and your ankles, that can treat this area. And when you do Qigong with me at the beach, which we are doing Fertility Circle this Sunday at 8 a.m. and Qigong at 9 a.m. The majority of my mommies who've given birth in the last 1, if not 5 years, have done Qigong at least at home with other masters. I'm not a master of Qigong, but I've been doing Qigong with my patients at the beach, and it's so much fun. And we strengthen your Jing Qi, we strengthen their sexual energy, and you will have a moist vagina and a strong penis. So there's some information about that in this book, Healing with Whole Foods. So again, we're doing Qigong this Sunday, 9 a.m., and we're doing the fertility circle. I do this fertility circle once a year, but this year, I think this is my 3rd or 4th time. And the majority of the women who did them last year and this year have already given birth or are pregnant. So there's something to say about my protocol. Before I go forward, I'm going to repeat the protocol because it is very hard to say it's very hard to say I'm going to stop doing the protocol, because every time people follow the protocol, guess what happens? You do the protocol with Dr. Dolopo, you will get pregnant. This is a requirement. Acupuncture protocol, which we go into detail privately. Daddy and supporting mommy needs to come in 4 more times a month. So if you're a daddy, if you are the daddy, you need to be here 4 times a month or more. Writing daily. Send me the writing activities daily. Qigong daily at home. Qigong with Dr. Dolopo at the beach once a month. With daddy Sundays. It's just once a month. Herbs in 3 to 6 months if you're not yet pregnant. Moxibustion. And I strongly recommend that you join Dr. Ann's Happy Club, because many of my patients are already mommies and they were part of my little club. You're paying for it anyways. It's $100 a month. You get a private consultation with me. It's normally $130 instead of $130. It's $100 for the month. That includes free Qigong. The Qigong classes normally are $30 without your 1-year discount. So the discount is $20. If someone's not a member of the Elements in Harmony, then it's $30. So you're getting my videos, which is about personal development. So kind of get your mind right. Got to get your attitude right. And we get to sit down. There are so many of you that are not in Dr. Ann's Happy Club, and you're not sitting with me every month, and I don't know what's going on, and we're only talking in the room. If you speak with me here, it's $130, but if you're part of Dr. Ann's Happy Club, it's $100. So let's go back to the vaginal video. So now, here is estrogen levels are the main cause of vaginal dryness. Estrogen is a hormone that helps keeps vaginal tissue healthy by maintaining normal vaginal lubrication, tissue elasticity, and acidity. Other causes of vaginal dryness include certain medical conditions or hygiene practices. So we read that. So let's see. A literature of women's sex hormone changes by acupuncture treatments, analysis of human and animal studies. Again, I'll put this in the links below. So this is on National Institutes of Health, National Library of Medicine, National Center for Biotechnology Information, PubMed Central. This article is from Hindawi, and it's by the authors. The researchers are Jade Hee-Jae Ko and Sung Nam Kim. So, results. You can read the whole article, but I'll give you the results. In these results, overall studies show that acupuncture increases estrogen, especially estradiol, progesterone, prolactin, and other hormones. Estradiol, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, level was increased in most of the studies except 3 studies which resulted in decreased level or not meaningful change. 2 studies showed increase of FSH and LH, whereas it was decreased in other studies. Other hormones were mostly increased by acupuncture. The conclusion, this study possibly indicates that acupuncture changes sex hormone in various gynecological conditions in women. So you have that. I also looked up another article. So basically saying acupuncture can have an effect on the estrogen. So far, the results that I have in my practice is acupuncture helping, myself included, and there are herbs. And I'm not going to read the herbs that I give to many women, only because with some women I have to change the formula. But do Chinese herbs help? Absolutely. We have a saying in Chinese medicine, we treat substance with substance. So if a person has phlegm, we don't want to just do acupuncture. We want to do herbs to treat the fluid. If there's vaginal issues, That's lubricants. We want to give herbs for the lubricants. For menstrual issues, I can do acupuncture, but we should consider doing herbs, which is in liquid form. Even if it's like, say, in pill form, you can open it. I've been doing granules in a pill. It's vegetarian based, and they've been working for me since I was 20, and I'm 48. So if you would prefer to do the powder, you can put it in hot water, or you can just open the pill, or you can go to your local herbalist and Chinese herbalist, and they'll make you a beautiful packet of, herbs, and they'll cook it for you, or you can cook it, and there you go. It'll help you. So we talked about that literature of women's sex hormones. I looked up the clitoris. The clitoris steps into the spotlight with new scientific discovery. So I just did a video called Atrophy of the Clitoris. It was on Healthline, I believe. So please watch that video. I will send the link for that. Why is WebMD talking about the clitoris? Well, Jill Craft's patients are often too embarrassed to tell her about discomfort in their clitoris. I ask all of my patients about clitoral pain, and it is often the first time they have ever been asked about this, says Craft MD. So she's a medical doctor, the associate director of Center for Vulvovaginal Disorders, a private clinic in Washington, D.C. and New York City. Dr. Craft is an OBGYN who specializes in female sexual pain that involves the pelvis, vagina, and vulva. Many of the conditions Craft treats don't have outward symptoms that appear abnormal, but internally there are damaged or irritated nerves that can result in hypersensitivity, unwanted arousal, or pain. Recent research indicates that even a herniated disc or tear in the spine can lead to clitoral or vulvar symptoms, just like sciatic pain that shoots down the leg is related to issues in the spine, Craft says. Let's see. Craft was excited to read of a new discovery. The clitoris has more than 10,000 nerve fibers, 2,000 more than previously reported in 1976, a medical breakthrough for a part of the body that has been neglected by the scientific field. Craft and other doctors are hopeful that the attention to the clitoris will spark more interest and comprehensive education among people in their field. They also hope it will empower patients to seek medical help if they are having issues with their clitoris. Female sexual health has historically been underfunded, especially compared to male sexual health, like erectile dysfunction, Craft says. Optimizing vulvar and vaginal health is not only necessary for sexual well-being. Blair Peters, MD, a plastic surgeon who specializes in gender-affirming care, led the study, which was presented at the Sexual Medicine Society of North America conference in October. Peters says he hopes that the new information decreases stigma that the clitoris is not worthy of the same medical attention that other organs of the body receive. When the clitoris doesn't properly function, there can be harm to a person's physical and mental health. Paying attention to discomfort in the clitoris and seeking medical attention can help catch and prevent some urinary and vaginal infections. So there's a second page here. The fact that it took until 2022 for someone to do this work speaks to how little attention the clitoris has received, says Peters, an assistant professor in surgery at the Oregon Health and Science University School of Medicine in Portland, Oregon. What's inside? Peters and his colleagues completed the study by taking clitoral nerve tissue from 7 adult transgender men who had received gender-affirming genital surgery. The tissues were dyed and magnified 1,000 times under a microscope so the researchers could count nerve fibers. Peter says the finding is important because many surgeries take place in the groin area, like hip replacements, episiotomies during childbirth, and pelvic mesh procedures, and the revived attention to the clitoris may help health care providers know where nerves are so that injuries from medical mistakes are prevented. Nerves are a risk of damage if it's not understood where they are at all times, he says. Peter hopes the new finding will help create new surgical techniques for nerve repair and offer insight for gender affirming phalloplasty, which is the surgical construction of a penis, often for transmasculine people. Why am I reading this whole article? That, I think, is extremely important because this article is on Medscape, and it's talking about why or how women's sexual health is so, it's not just underfunded, it's not talked about. When I tell people, I did a video called, atrophy of the clitoris, I didn't come up with that name. Atrophy of the clitoris is the name of the title of the article. Did you know that the clitoris can disappear? If it's not used, it can disappear. So when women come here, and they're also, to my counterparts, the medical doctors, when they're saying, OBGYNs are saying many patients don't talk about their clitoris health or the pain and stuff because it's embarrassing. And the reason why I'm doing this video is so I can kind of also, from a Chinese medical perspective, demystify that. These organs that go around the genital, the meridian is the liver. So we're also helping people with the energy of the liver. So going back to this book, I'm not talking about your liver. I'm talking about the energy of your liver. So if you have this book, you will go to liver. And everything in green is what you should be eating to help with your liver. So I am probably perimenopausal now. I'll be 49. And I am definitely more interested in what women go through in their 50s and 60s because now that's where I'm going. The reason why I had babies and I conceived them naturally when I was 30, 36, and 43 is because when I was 20 studying Chinese medicine, I saw what women were going through with fertility issues, and I did not want that to be me. So I spent my 20s, from age 20 to 29, focusing on my health so I can naturally conceive babies, which obviously it worked. Because when we conceived our baby at 43 years old, naturally, I knew I have been doing something right. So when you get this book, you go to the wood area, and then you'll see, oh, that has to do with the wood. I'm going to share with you something. There's also liver yin, but that's not what I'm going to talk about right now. I'm going to talk about emotional signs of the liver. Emotional repression, anger, frustration, resentment, impatience, edginess, depression, moodiness, impulsiveness, emotional attachments, poor judgment, difficulty in making decisions, mental rigidity, and negativity. Every organ system in the body, every organ system has an emotion. So when we're talking about kidneys, we're talking about some anxiety. We're especially talking about fear, fright, feeling overwhelmed, feeling startled easily. The opposite is feeling confident and willpower. So in Chinese medicine, the body follows the mind follows the spirit. If I'm dealing with a woman who has some issues with her vagina, there are certain emotions also that I'm going to be stabilizing. So just something to consider. Let's see. I also found local estrogen for vaginal atrophy in postmenopausal women. Let's see. That's on PubMed. Vaginal atrophy is a frequent complaint of postmenopausal women. Symptoms include vaginal dryness, itching, discomfort, and painful intercourse. So that's something that I would like for you to read so you can see how estrogen issues will contribute towards dry vagina, among other things. Now, there's another article. Acupuncture decreases insomnia due to menopause, increases estrogen. So awesome. This is Healthcare Medicine Institute. Acupuncture continuing education. Acupuncture benefits sleep, regulates hormone levels, reduces symptoms associated with menopause. Taipei Medical University in Taiwan, researchers conclude that acupuncture reduces sleep disturbances associated with menopause. In addition, the researchers discovered that needling acupuncture point spleen 6, San Yin Jiao, it significantly increases estrogen levels. That's in the lower leg, on the inside part of the leg, not the outside. So they add that acupuncture's ability to reduce menopausal related symptoms, including benefiting sleep, is correlated with its ability to regulate endogenous estrogen levels. The findings were published in Obstetrics and Gynecology, a publication by the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists. Beautiful. Taipei Medical University researchers analyzed 31 randomized controlled trials with a total size of 2,433 participants. The researchers discovered a homeostatic regulatory effect of acupuncture on 3 hormones. The researchers conclude that acupuncture for both perimenopause and postmenopause significantly reduces sleep disturbances, increases serum estradiol, I gotta figure out how to pronounce that, which is estrogen, increases serum follicle stimulating hormone, which is FSH, and reduces luteinizing hormone, LH. The researchers note acupuncture should be adopted as part of a multimodal approach for improving sleep disturbances in perimenopausal and postmenopausal women. Menopause refers to the cessation of menstrual cycles and marks the end of reproductive ability. The average age of menopause is 51, according to the National Institutes of Health, NIH. The most common changes associated with perimenopause and menopause include hot flashes, sleep disorders, and mood changes. Additionally, the risk of osteoporosis increases with a decrease in estrogen levels. So that's a very long article. I'll let you read it. I'll put the link below. Now, in light of the fact that my work here especially is in regards to women and men regarding fertility, there are women over 40 who have conceived and given birth, naturally conceived, and their doctors, their fertility doctors, give the same resounding common denominator, which is what is going on, because your uterus looks beautiful. It looks like a woman in her 20s who's 27 or younger. That's because acupuncture has this amazing way to bring youth to your organs. And I think I still look very young, and I put a lot of weight on the fact that I do acupuncture and herbs. So there is one formula that I am taking right now. It's a great PMS formula by Evergreen Herbs called Calm. It's based on a formula called Xiaoyao Sun, and it's not just for women. So when I hear my mom voice, or if I feel like I have some anxiety, I need to calm down, I use Calm. So there's a little, if you need Calm, some people, they don't see me anymore for acupuncture because they don't have time, but they will say, Dr. Dolopo, order me some Calm, please. Another, article. One last article. Effectiveness and Safety of Acupuncture for Perimenopausal Depression, a systematic review and meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials. So what does this article say? Conclusions. Acupuncture for perimenopausal depression is safe and effective. Moreover, it has more stable long-term effects than antidepressants and hormone replacement therapy, HRT. We recommend acupuncture as a clinical treatment of perimenopausal depression. So there's the article. Now, what I want to share is sometimes I get patients who say, oh, my doctor loves acupuncture, their medical doctor. They recommend that I do this, and they're so happy that I see you. And then I have some patients that say, my doctors don't care for acupuncture. There's no research out there that shows the efficacy of acupuncture. And I'm like, have them go on my website, elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com. Have them try acupuncture, because if you can really try it for 20 treatments, because the beginning phase of easy cases is the first 10 treatments. The beginning phase of chronic issues, the beginning phase is the first 20 treatments. So give acupuncture a try. Go to your local acupuncturist. If you're here in Orange County, there are some amazing acupuncturists here. I'm here in Laguna Hills, 5 minutes off the freeway, off Lake Forest. I've been in practice since June 22, 1999. This is like a second home for me. I treat thousands of people here. Since I've been in this building since 2009, I've been in this office since 2011. I have touched thousands of lives since 1999. I now have some amazing doctors and therapists that work for me. I have Dr. Shorei Omidi. If you go to elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com and you go to the top and you see healers, you'll see Dr. Shorei Omidi's information there. She's posted quite a few videos, especially regarding estrogen. So you can schedule with her directly online, or you can text me 619-341-4341. You can also call. Office number is 949-305-1703. My office landline always goes directly to my cell phone, so it doesn't matter which number you call. So if you text me at 619-341-4341, I will get your information, your full name, your email address. The doctors here don't collect payments. I'll have you pay online with a screenshot. We also have Dr. Hope Lynn. So Dr. Omidi has a lot of availability here. Just tell me you want to come in, and then there's a 95% chance that I'll make that happen around your schedule. And I strongly recommend Dr. Shode Omidi. We also have Dr. Hope Lynn. She was the first acupuncturist that I hired. She's amazing. She has also extensive practice, and she is here primarily on Sundays, but she is available. Typically, she can be available throughout the week, and she will be working Thanksgiving. Dr. Omidi will be working on Black Friday. Dr. Hope Lynn is here especially on major holidays. She can be here on Tuesdays and other days throughout the week. And you can see her at elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com. Go to healers and you'll see Dr. Hope Lynn. We also have Leilani Navar, board certified and licensed acupuncturist. She's primarily here on Wednesdays, and she can be available as early as 9:30. She leaves at 4, so the last one's around 2:30, 3 o'clock. Depending on my schedule, I can also have her available here on Monday and Thursday. I will just work around your schedule if you'd like to see Leilani. I also have Pam Kaur. She's our most recently hired licensed acupuncturist. She's working on her board certification, and she's also a registered nurse. She's been a registered nurse for many years, and you can check out her information there. I just put up her information. She'll be putting up more pictures and some videos, and she's also extremely talented. All the doctors here I've personally hand selected, and you can see their extensive expertise. Leilani has been in practice since 2012. She brings with her a wealth of knowledge. She also is a certified dream worker, and she does craniosacral therapy. And last but definitely not least, my great friend Nicole Davidson is our neuromuscular sports therapist and a massage therapist. She's been in practice for over 20 years. We used to work at Burke Williams at Mission Viejo together. She's so talented. She's one of the best massage therapists in the country, and we're lucky to have her here in Orange County. So, can acupuncture and Chinese herbs help with fertility? Yes. We have the fertility, and the 8 a.m. is the fertility circle. High success rates. I'm going to do it one more time for 2022 because I want you guys to become mommies. And number 2, herbs will help tremendously. I'm sorry. We're doing the fertility circle. We're doing the Qigong. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Please show up early. Acupuncture can help tremendously for anything vaginal, anything penile. Herbs will help tremendously. Moxibustion, Qigong. Be part of the whole system. So again, the fertility protocol, please follow it to a T, because everyone who follows it to a T, 90+% of them are becoming mommies. If you follow the protocol, you will become a mommy. So, watch 1 to 3 of my fertility videos every day. Join Dr. Ann's Happy Club. Do moxibustion, herbs, 3 to 6 months in if you're not yet pregnant, mommy and daddy. Qigong with Dr. Dolopo at the beach once a month. Qigong at home. The more you do, the better. The activities every day. Text me every day. Text me your writing every day. Go on your dates with your husband every week. Daddy comes in 4 more times a month. Supporting mommy comes in 4 more times a month. And the acupuncture protocol. So I know I talked a lot about the perimenopausal and menopausal, but basically acupuncture and Chinese herbs helps you from youth to the day we die. So in this case, we're talking especially about vaginal dryness. I know women who are working on fertility and they have vaginal dryness, and that's not good either. All right. I hope this helps. Have fun. If you're here in Orange County, visit me, elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com. And I prescribe herbs only to patients. If you prefer to see one of my doctors, please do. Just text me, 619-341-4341. Office number is 949-305-1703. And you can find us at elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you.